is how I'm planning on the Hanamura setup to work. I'll give a brief description as I play the clip. Okay, so as of now, this is my scouting a Sombra strip. Just take high ground or take the spot by the tree on the right side of the attacker spawn. Hold this cool spot here. Pretty fun. Just say hello for shits and giggles, you know. Run over back to the spawn on the side here. I think I'll be swapping to Doomfist next, but yeah, there. Okay, now so for Doomfist, the spot is for defense. I'm going to be going over to the building by the top left with the Mega in the side room. I waste my cooldowns though, because, you know. So I'm going to hop up here. Now there are 3 spots of attack. You know, gladiators. Dance too, that's fun as well. Waiting for my cooldowns to come back. Okay, now one plan here is if they run goats, just engage straight to point. You can also disrupt the dive by doing that. I didn't jump far enough, but it is possible. I'm going to be going back up to the high ground to show the second one. The supports will position in the back here, so if you can get a slam back to appeal for your supports. Yeah, I'm probably going to do a dance again. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so right now I'm just waiting for my cooldowns to come back. I'm going to hop back up here. This is a very tricky spot. The plan for this one is you can also engage straight down there. There are many different engages. You can engage behind the gate, or you can engage straight into the front. I messed up my re-engage here, but this is a holdable spot, especially for scouting. It's good for slamming back to your supports as well, because you can waste less cooldowns. And you get the 125 slam onto the choke. Ignore that punch. Right now I'll be swapping onto Winston. Now, the main thing for Winston is you want to hold the lower end of choke. If they're playing with Goats comp, you can always dive back to your supports. So you can hold this room here to spot check for Sombra if they have one. You can hold on the other side as well. It depends where your D.Va's going to play. D.Va should play opposite you to also spot check. And I messed this spot up a little bit a few times, but it is possible to get up here. I swear I've done it before. This is console gameplay, so don't hate on me too much. But this is also a holdable spot, and you can get the full 50 slam onto the choke. And if you're using that on attack, which is also possible if they don't see you, you can push into the support backline without them knowing you're there. It also helps you save cooldowns. Yeah, I just give up at that point. So I'm going to run back to Swans without the D.Va, just show you the opposite spots. It also shows an area on Winston I forgot to, which is the fact you can use your cooldowns to get halfway there to your supports in the backline. You can use Matrix and shit for them. Right here, this is to eat the on nade. Spot check, you know, useful stuff. Nothing special here. Shoot. Yep. Cool stuff. This is console aim, don't worry. So then let's just say they have dive takes and they're going to the back line. You can dive back here, Matrix. Same principles apply to Winston as well. I don't know if you can hold the spot as D.Va, probably. I think it'd be a little more tricky and I don't know if it'd be as useful, but oh well. The option's open. First one here, I'll be swapping to Ana. Fake spray, you know, tear the air molecules apart. I'm just gonna, yeah, pretty good shooting them air molecules. So I'm gonna run up here. For the beginning of the game, Ana should always check a nade. If they run goats, it could really disrupt their first push. That hold over here by the mini. You can also do peek shots. I don't think I do that here. You have line of sight of every single window and the choke for your tanks. And if for some reason one of your DPS is positioned up there, like if the Doomfist slips back up there from the other spot, you can get you. Someone's attacking you, you can rotate down the mini, and you have sleep dart. Always suicide, never look at them the ult charge. Now I'll be swapping on descent, ignore the aim. It is also meta strat to always destroy the little things in there. Side note. For Zen, you would always want to position in the spot that Yana was positioning, back in the corner by the mini. Especially because your honor is going to end up being like your peel. You're a huge source of damage for your team, especially with this comp. It's really good to help burst down the targets with Discord. You also have the same line of sight that the Ana did. Both windows on the top, you have the window ledge. You also have line of sight of the mega room, like the doorway to it. Yeah, that's about it. Just show I got the cute spray somehow. That's about it. Thank you guys. Okay, so right now I'm relocating onto here. So this is for Hanamura point 2 for defense. I'm still on Zen because I'm not able to swap off because I was on the attack respawn. Oh, stupid me. Just gonna try to get into position. I'll verbally explain where everyone should go now. Okay, so right now, your supports, there's 2 spots you can hold. They can try to position in the stairs so they have line of sight of this hallway right here. As you can see, I can get orbs through there. This is where you can also hold DPS up here too, but it's a little riskier, and I'll explain why in a second. So holding there, you have pretty decent line of sight throughout that entire thing, and controlling high ground against Goat's Comp is really useful. However, right there is really bad, because what happens is a Tracer can easily chuck a pulse bomb in there and can kill you sports if they have a Tracer. If they have Goat's Comp, it's really possible that one of them, like a high charge area, could flank you. So that's one of the riskier spots to hold, but it's possible. The safer location would actually be to hold down here by the spawn, because in case they try to rush one of your supports, you can run through the spawn gate slightly further back, and then you'll be completely fine. Supports can grab bonus healing through there as well. So then you also have pretty good line of sight of the entire point, including high ground. They would need a peak ledge in order for your orb to hit, but as long as they stay within your line of sight, they don't break it too badly, you should be able to heal them. You have line of sight down the flank as well, through the mini. Okay. So then also your Ana would position back here as well, just because that's a really good spot for them to hold, and your Ana and Zen should always be holding near each other, so one can peel for the other. They don't really have natural peel other than Sleep Dart and kind of a Discord deterrent, but not really. This is an important area for your D.Va or your Winston to hold as well, because it allows them to get poke and they can always launch themselves back onto the high ground for heals, so they can launch themselves onto a point if needed. Control of this high ground is super necessary, especially during the old meta, which is seasons 9. Like seasons 8 and 9, you'd want to hold a soldier up here, because this high ground is super important for taking the point or recapturing the point. For capturing the point, you want to hold something up here, like even as Zen's possible. I mean, like, you can see by my aim there, I'm not Jonak, but like, it's close enough. So then you can also position a D.Va or one of your other tanks up here as well if you have like a Rhine for some reason for a second. I'm not too sure why you'd run into goats, but you could. So then just AFK for a little bit. I think I was putting on music here. So just to recap right now, DPS can hold here or in the second location. I think I'll be showing next. But right now, so far, that's the best defense as far as positioning wise. Obviously, there's other factors like mechanical aim, and so now that's another area you can hold as well. If you have a Sombra, you can chuck a translocator up there. Shouldn't do too badly. That's a good spot for Doomfist to hold if you think you can get up there. If you can practice a combo from there down to another spot, that'd be useful. It's not something in particular to practice, so I didn't demonstrate that here, but it is possible, I know that. This is another area to hold other than the other side. Also be careful with Widowmaker. If you're on attack, for example, the defense has an easy time swapping to a Widowmaker if you're not expecting it, and can do a peek shot on you from either their spawn, or they can do it from the side corner, because they can peek around the wall. Just something to watch out on, and it's also something you can run as defenders. As one of your DPS is the first people picked, you can always swap through Widow, walk back through there, swap. Easy clap. Yeah, that's about it. That's the spots that they can peek from. It's very unlikely they'll go main. If they're running goats, yes, they will. And if they try to go top, you have the advantage there, just because you have more high ground control and it's easier for them to peel back, especially the point, and they need a capture point first off. So it's very unlikely goats would try to do that. They would waste way too many resources up there, not on point. Normally destroy these gates if you have time. You probably won't though. The enemies will probably shoot them for you, so like don't be too worried. Side flank's very unlikely to go to unless one, that's like some Reddit play from Goat's Comp, or they're running some type of Sombra Tracer, which is very unlikely because Tracer's not really in meta against Brigitte. They run a Tracer, swapping onto Goats for a second might be pretty useful with the extra sustain. But the dive comp should work for the most part. And that's about it.